So in this recording, I'm going to show a demonstration of new feature in LLAMAINDEX where you can create a property graph using a predefined schema. So if you have a document and you define a schema on the document, and then you run this feature of LLAMAINDEX, I'm using schema LLM path extractor. It will extract the node, the relations, and the properties, and can load it into a Neo4j database. That is a demonstration I'll show. Now, this feature is still not consistent. It is still not perfect. I tested with both GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. I have seen with GPT 3.5, it does extract the node relations, but not perfectly. With GPT 4, for some reason, it is not extracting the relations at all. It is only extracting the nodes. Now, let me show the demonstration. So what I did is I took my resume. So this is my resume that I used as an input. And the code is like this. So these are my OpenAPI keys, the Neo4j. So I'm using Aura here. So this is my Aura instance. It's a cloud version of Neo4j, right? And this is the directory where I have my resume uploaded. And this is where we give the schema. So what I need to extract, what nodes, what relations. So I'm saying that the entities that I want to extract out of it is person, skill, employer, address, profile, phone, and the relations can be has part of, because person has skill, person is part of, let's say, organization. I don't have the organization, but maybe let me put this organization also. Person is part of organization. And then I will have to add the organization here as well, where I say what type of relations the organization will have. So it will be like organization has employee, person is part of organization, person worked for employer, person worked from certain duration, right, till, right? So these are the entities, these are the relations, and which entities can have which relations is what I use in a validation schema. And then I create the extractor. So there are few extractors. The one I'm using is schema LLM path extractor, where I need to pass the, so here you can use any model. You can use Mistral or Llama 3, right? Or Llama, but I'm using GPT-4 because I think for this type of use cases, we need a very powerful model. And possible entities is what we defined the entities before, possible relationships, and the validation schema is this validation schema that I have given. Strict equal to true, although it says if false allows for values outside of the schema, useful for using the schema as a suggestion. Even with true, when I gave, I was able to see one instance where it created a relation and a node which I have not mentioned here, right? And that is the node of the document itself, right? So this is the extractor, and then I instantiate the graph store. Here I'm using Neo4j. There are one more graph store that is supported. I saw it, I think it was Nebula. And then I create the index. So here I say property graph index dot from documents, give my documents. In this case, the document is my resume. I give the extractor which extracts the nodes and the relationship. Embedding model. So this is another thing I felt is probably should not be done this way. What it is doing is every node, it is creating an embedding. But I might not require or I might not need to embed all the nodes. Ideally, I probably will embed the node which I would like to match my question first. And then once I match that node, I can create the rest of the relationship using the graph itself. If I'm embedding each node, that's additional cost for me. Right? Um, so this is something different that I've seen compared to what I see in LangChain. LangChain also has a similar feature, experimental, but LangChain does not have like you cannot like uh, define a schema. The LangChain through prompt technique, it decides what nodes, what relations it need to extract. So this feature I liked, but I think there are more more tuning needs to be done for this one. Right? And yeah, then this is the graph store. Then show progress is when it is running, it will show the progress. The prompt that LLAMAINDEX is using as this, which I felt is um, very minimalistic prompt. It probably needs to be tuned further. So if I look at the prompt, this is the default prompt is using give the, in fact, I think it should be given the following text, extract the, so I correct it here. Given the following text, extract the knowledge graph according to the provided schema. Try to limit to output. So this is, I think, is a very minimalistic prompt. If we further tune the prompt, give some more criteria, like what I have seen in LangChain, maybe this graph will be, when we create the graph, it will be more, or it will be more efficient, more better, like some of the hallucinations that I have seen will not occur. So this is how the code is. Now let me run. I'll first run with GPT 3.5, which is the default. So I'll not give the model name. The default is GPT 3.5. So if I run this, it will now start extracting it. So this is a deprecation error I'm getting from the Neo4j client. I have raised a bug for that in LLAMAINDEX. Probably this will be fixed. So now it is extracting the paths. Now if okay, it is done, right? Now if I go to Neo4j, so here you see that now it has actually extracted the nodes. So yeah, so if I look at it, some of the things it did very well. So it extracted my skills. Oops, I'm trying to, yeah. Let me make it a little bigger. Yeah, it extracted the skills. It extracted where I have worked earlier, right? These are the three companies currently, right? These are all the previous companies, right? And then these are my skills, right? So it extracted all of them. It did pretty good job, but it will require some more fine tuning. Now this I was able to get with GPT 3.5. Now let me delete this and use GPT 4. if I use GPT-4, for some reason, it only extracts the node. Let me run it. So it will be done in a minute. Extracting paths from text with schema. No, it's still trying to extract. It started now. I'm using the Hugging Face embedding model here. Okay, now it is done. If I go here, see, it is not giving me anything because it has only extracted nodes, and that also the document. For some reason, if I use GPT-4, it does not do anything. With GPT 3.5, it is working. So I still need to find out why this is happening. Why? Because ideally with GPT-4, it should work better. That's what I've seen in LangChain. But overall, I wanted to show this feature of LLAMAINDEX. It's a useful feature. The only thing that we'll have to do is I'll have to see how this can be tuned further. There is a way to, I think, also pass our own prompt. Otherwise, it takes the default prompt. So I think the default prompt, which I'll try in another experiment. This is where we can add our prompt also. I'll try that out. And the other thing is, before creating the graph, some pre-processing also will need to be done on the document on which the graph is created. If we just give the document without pre-processing, it may not be as efficient, right? So this is what I wanted to show as part of the demonstration. Thank you.